This is New Day Northwest. Now, here's Margaret Larson.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to New Day Northwest. Looking outside through our Bellevue Tower cam, a little warning about thunderstorms expected this afternoon. So please double snap your hoodies out there. Stay dry. Inside, we're learning to play the piano today, but not just any piano. This one can make learning a lot faster and easier than it ever was before. We'll speak to an editor and author who knows how to grow at least 70% of her own food. Can you believe that? And she says everybody can do it, so we're going to find out how. Plus, once the thunderstorms get past today, we can get outside and use Cisco's tips for beautiful tulips in our garden. So he's here. He's backstage working on that right now to fill us in. But first up today, the Wheel of Hot Topics and this week's guest panelists. New Day Audience Coordinator Susie Wiley is already here and raring to go. She's so prepared. She's out early. And now joining us, please welcome Adam Norwest from Tacoma Comedy Club and comedian Andrew Rivers. Come on out. Hi, guys. Come join us. Hi there.
How are you?
See, this is a nice balanced panel.
I like it.
We often have, like the Marines, a few good men, like just one, surrounded by women. So I'm glad you guys are both here. What are you guys up to? What's happening in your life?
We don't look like Marines, that's
no,
for
you
sure.
don't look like Marines.
Speak
but
for yourself. Great.
You been working out lately?
No.
You got the short hair.
He
You
did one
look
push-up
powerful.
today.
Yeah, it made me feel
So
good.
did I.
Oh, great.
What's coming up for you on your schedule?
Oh, man. Just life, actually.
Just life?
Just life.
Life its own self?
Yeah, I do comedy a lot. I'm a married father of 3 dogs and a cat. So
3 dogs and a cat.
I'm very busy with that. I do comedy and I rescue dogs, and it's just nonstop. It's lots of fun, though.
All right, Andrew, what about you?
Touring the country, performing all over the Northwest too. I'm, where am I? I'm doing Jazz Bones Tuesday in
Cool.
Tacoma and Olympia.
I think you want me to hold your hand.
Yeah,
every time
I
you
don't
put
know.
it-
I'm
He's-
super famous. So
You
I'm,
are. You're super important.
going to
So-
big cities like Tucson and
Just T-cities, Tacoma, Tucson?
Yeah,
That would be a
that's-
cool tour, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Just T-cities.
He's
Okay.
working his way through the alphabet very
Through
slowly.
the alphabet. All right, would you like to do the inaugural spin
I would
today?
love to.
It's so much fun. Go ahead and do it. Then we'll tell you about our stories and we'll discuss.
I feel like I'm losing roulette.
I love
Say what?
no losers here. Okay, this is Russell Crowe, who spoke to Australia Women's Weekly. Probably shouldn't have said what he said to the Women's Weekly, but he basically said the reason why actresses aren't working more in Hollywood is because they all insist on being ingenues when they're too old for that and they're not comfortable in their own skin.
The man who sang in Les Mis said this, so
Yes.
let me just remind everybody that.
Yeah. So, a lot of female actresses said no, they're not in movies because the roles are for ingenues, and they would like to be in movies like Julianne Moore, who won the Oscar for Still Alice,
Right.
is 54, and would like more similar roles. What say you, 2 young men?
I think that they're all hot. I don't care how old they are, what role they're playing. They're all beautiful.
They're just great. You know, honestly, it's hard to find. Like Michelle Pfeiffer is 56. Okay,
Really?
so is Sharon Stone.
I thought she was older.
Sigourney Weaver is 65, Sandra Bullock 50, Penelope Cruz 40, Monica Bellucci is 50, a beautiful,
gosh.
gorgeous
She's the
French
new
actress
Bond
who's going to be
girl,
the
right?
new Bond girl.
Yeah.
So take that, Russell Crowe.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. He said there's a quote where he said they need to act their age, and I think that's funny because he's acting his age, like
Right.
crotchety old man.
I think they said of Oscar winners, all of the nominees, all of the male actor nominees were over 40, but only 4 of the women. So there really aren't parts for. They're not writing parts for.
They were
women that
mostly
are
in their
40,
50s and
50,
60s. Michael Keaton won, right? For
Right.
Birdman, he's 63.
Wow.
And nobody said one word about his age that I recall, except that he looked fairly good in his tighty whities for his age.
I have a feeling Russell's.
You're not
going-
acting
Eddie
your age
Redmayne
now.
won. I'm
Eddie
sorry.
Redmayne
It was,
was right.
Yeah,
Birdman
isn't he
won and
divorced?
other
Shouldn't
things.
he stop telling women what to do? I don't know.
I think he has been divorced but is married now. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't so much matter about that. It just seems like, you know, on their
Yeah.
face, as you say, these are lovely, talented people. And
Are you not acting your age?
really, I mean, maybe speak to some other
I
magazine
think
besides
he's
Australia
probably
Women's Weekly.
going to come out with something in the next couple days that praises older actresses. I think we're going to see that.
Think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
think
wife's
there's
at home
enough
just
pressure.
elbowing
Yeah.
him.
There's enough
pins
pressure.
and needles for that.
That was a good
Okay.
spin.
Thank you. Oh, say what? But look, wowza.
That was real natural.
Okay, thank you. We cheat here, but we do it with panache. 9-year-old dubbed most beautiful and youngest supermodel. She's 9 years old. She's from Russia. We probably have a picture of her. I hope so. She's the daughter of a retired soccer player. She is amazing, and a former model. And she's up on the web, and she's been modeling since she was 3 for some really big names, like major designers. But on her Facebook and internet stuff, there are creepy guys saying, oh, she's a babe, she's hot, et cetera, et cetera. So the mother has been trying to say, hey, you know, be respectful on these sites. Then she gets blowback from other parents saying, well, why are you putting your daughter out there as a supermodel when she's 9?
And that's what I would say. I mean, it's one. She's a model. She is stunning. I think saying she's the most beautiful, that maybe not, but she is beautiful, and there are child models, but the mom doesn't need to have an Instagram account for her. What does she expect? There's creeps out there, and
can you not close your account to comments or something?
She wants that. She wants the fans, and she's trying to build her daughter up. And my thought is, okay, Mom, I'll give you the model part, but you got to expect the creeps if you're going to have an Instagram account for a 9-year-old.
As someone who regularly seeks attention from strangers, I relate. You know, people are always worried about her turning out okay, like ruining her childhood. But you know, I was actually a runway model for LA Gear when I was a kid.
And look at you.
One show, yeah, I turned out great.
And you're fine.
He's not fine.
No.
Please help me.
Did your parents open an Instagram account?
They didn't have it back then, but they would have.
But they would have.
Probably would have taken advantage of that.
I'm kind of in the middle. I totally understand where you're coming from, but I also think maybe it's time to just say to people, honestly, the sexualization of children is wrong, and we're not going to live our lives according to your weirdness. But you know, that's hard to do.
I agree with that. But if you look at some of her pictures, some of them are going into the more provocative as far
really?
as poses.
Okay, I did not see
that. I've seen. And so I think for the mom, you can't have it both ways. You can't try to build this whole career for your supermodel daughter and then not expect some of the creeps. I think maybe mom needs to get her off Instagram. But that's...
Well, it's a good
maybe
thing that they had
I'm looking at the pictures. Everything I saw in the article looked perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing they had an attractive daughter, because if she was ugly, how would they have treated her, you know? Like, she might have 6 siblings that haven't even get to see the world yet. They're just locked in a basement
Here's
somewhere.
how worried I'd be. If I had a 9-year-old I thought was the most beautiful girl in the world, I don't think I'd tell her. Let's delay that information for a while.
You should play sports.
Exactly. How's chess looking for you? See if we can develop the other things that are going on. Petri dish. This is the weirdest thing. Oh, no, it's not the story I thought. Okay, this is the medical marijuana for pets in Nevada. This is actually pretty serious. So a veterinarian in LA said he gave his beloved dog pot to ease her pain in her final weeks. She had cancer and tumors. Democratic Senator Tick Seegerblom, I'm not making this up, in Nevada. No?
Fake pronunciation.
Maybe in the witness protection program. But he's introducing a bill saying, hey, if it's medicinal, if we can prove that it's useful, then it should be available for pets. I have no problem with that.
You have a lot of dogs.
Yeah, I disagree. One of my dogs actually ate marijuana. I don't know why it was at my house.
I'm sure a friend left it.
Someone left it. There was a social experiment happening.
Yes.
My dog ate it and got really sick. We had to like rush her to the emergency room, and she spent the whole night there.
But you see, this would be where you'd give them an appropriate dose, not
So
that they ate
you're saying my dog had too
scavenging.
much.
It's possible that it wasn't precisely calibrated
The
to the
dosage
dog's
for you
size.
is not the dosage for your dogs.
Oh, okay. It was really funny for a moment because she was just all like high for a second, and then just like eating everything, like which she already does. I can't afford her to be more high.
Right.
That makes sense.
Dogs, they don't need. They're sleeping all day. They're already high, so it's fine.
No. This is about when they're in pain at the end of life. Would you?
Well, I don't want to make jokes about that. I want to make jokes about that.
I know, but that's what this story is
They also say
about.
that it hasn't been studied at all, and they're concerned. So I think it probably would need to be studied.
I agree.
I also think, on a more serious note, that the dog treat industry would really benefit from this.
That's a whole separate. That's recreational use.
One treat for you, one treat for me, one treat for you, one treat for me.
Okay, wait a second. We're going to go. This is going to be like a giant cheat. Watch how we got on Hey Good Looking.
Whoa,
It's amazing. We land on the thing I want.
That's what you said to me backstage.
Selfie sticks have now been banned at a French palace, a British museum, the Museum d'Orsay in Paris that does the Impressionist stuff, the Colosseum, because, quote to the Coliseum spokesperson, the twirling around of hundreds of sticks can become unwittingly dangerous. And I would have to say, never is, look at these two, never has it been more true. But right over there, I think we have a couple of producers working. Yes, see, that's a
look at
selfie
that
stick,
over there.
in case you haven't seen it. Producer Heidi and producer Kate. Have you seen these? Does everybody know what a selfie stick is? It's like
Heidi
a
has-
golf club that you put your camera on so that you can get an even better selfie.
And there's a remote, and Heidi has mad skills with that selfie stick, by the way.
You click it like a garage door opener and it takes your pictures, but you can imagine hundreds of people trying to turn around to get the Mona Lisa or whatever in the background, whacking each other with their selfie sticks.
They should Photoshop the Mona Lisa to have her taking a selfie of herself.
That would actually be very
That'd
cool.
be way better.
But what do we think about banning them?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, make people talk to each other again.
Or just take your selfie with your hands.
Yeah, I think
your
that
own
like
hands.
the idea of the selfie stick is to not have to bug a stranger to take a picture of you. So when I see someone with one, I go, hey, can I mind if you guys take a pic? Actually, just give me your selfie stick. I'll do it myself. And then you hit them with it.
Honestly, if you ask people, would you like me to take that picture? They go, no, we want a selfie. So, I mean, I don't think it's because we don't want
thing
people
now.
to take it. It's a thing that the picture's supposed to look
Does
that
it
way.
collapse, or do you have to carry it how it is?
It can collapse it. It's about the size of a tiny umbrella.
Interesting.
And then you just whip it out and hit the remote control.
I would
don't
act
have
like I was
one. I just
conducting a
know
parade.
this.
I actually think it's less about safety. All these museums are saying, oh, it's about safety. I think it's less about that, and they're just tired of seeing so many self-absorbed tourists not looking at the art, but wanting to take a picture of themselves with the Mona Lisa.
What happens when somebody whirls around and punches a hole in the Mona Lisa
that's-
with their
that's
selfie
a problem,
stick?
too.
So I'm
We're
just
going to jail
thinking,
for it. And there's proof of who did it.
it would be worth even more. Thank you guys very
Sure,
much.
thank you.
Please, and thank you, Susie. I mean, you're staying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to not thank you.
We're
But you're
staying
going to
too.
be right here with us.
They're gonna
You
stay.
guys just be there, be
We're gonna get comfortable, guys.
Please visit our website for links to the stories we discussed, as well as Andrew's upcoming performance, and to check out who's on stage at Tacoma Comedy Club. I need a selfie of them. More ahead, including a special event spotlighting the former planet Pluto, poor Pluto, and a new piano developed right here in Western Washington. It's very easy to learn. You can play it faster than ever. But first, the editor of Edible Seattle shows us how to grow most of what we eat. She's next.